Now, I mean, what is your biggest life hack? I mean, you talk about, you have a book coming out on hacks, you know, hacking systems like you mentioned in the 4th grade. What is the biggest hack currently that you're working on?
Oh man.
Besides,
there are a whole bunch of hacks.
Okay.
Some so good I can't even drop them on my channel, right? Because they're that good, right?
Okay, okay.
But right now, I would say, actually, so if you're a tech person, right, and you have some skills, right?
Right.
When trying to find a job, don't get a job where you go work 9 to 5.
Right.
Right. That's a bad job, especially if you want to have side businesses and side hustles, right?
Right.
So with me, my first job after graduate school was consulting at Deloitte.
Right.
And they were working me like a dog, man. Like I was going to the office at like 7:30, leaving at like 7:30 p.m. Right.
Right.
So I was there like 12 hours, right?
Right.
And I'm like, I can't do this. I was there for 2 weeks. I'm like, I'm out of here, man. There was no way I could do that.
Right.
Right. And from talking to my friends, I discovered that if you went to sales, it was kind of different.
Right.
Right. It's basically a job where you work from home, right? Don't have a boss standing over your shoulder to telling you what to do.
Right.
You basically only travel when you have customer work or client work. So, but it was different from consulting in the sense that you may only have one customer meeting that week. Right. So I basically shifted from there, went to a job, right, where I was working at IBM in sales. Right. I was in tech sales. So I was basically a sales engineer. Right. And I went from, on an average week, I was not working that much. I was working maybe like anywhere from 5 to 20 hours a week. Right?
5 to 20 hours a week, full time?
Yeah, at home, right?
Okay, okay.
I mean, because sometimes it's like if there's no meeting, there's no meeting.
Right.
Right, so some months I would have 1 or 2 customer meetings the entire month. Right, because I'm basically, as a sales engineer, I'm aligned to a sales rep, right? An account executive. Right, so the account executive is out there getting meetings. Right. But some months are slow, especially like the first month of the year, January, because it's like the whole new year, right? So they're still trying to give us accounts. So we basically have no idea what accounts we have, so we have no meetings the entire month. Right. So we're basically just at home doing nothing, just chilling. Right. Then summertime as well, when all our customers are on vacation. Right. Right. And also other employees are on vacation as well. Right. So there were some months where there were no meetings at all. Wow. So you're just at home, just trying to keep yourself busy, checking email, but you have all the time in the world to do lots of other things, right? So that was probably my best hack, giving me that perfect life balance, right? Because
it allowed you
to balance. Allowed me to have other hustles on the side, right? Online hustles, right? Because I'm working from home, doing my own thing with lots of time in the world. So that was definitely one of my big hacks. I would say try to get a job where you can make as much money as possible and not work as much as possible, right? Right. The more money, the better. The less hours, the better as well, right? So if you can find a job where you make 6 figures only working 10 hours a week, that's the best job right there.
Now, some people are saying, well, sales, that's fine and dandy, but I'm not a salesman. I'm more socially awkward or something. Do you have any other jobs that you recommend in the field besides sales?
Oh, so one other life hack I did, right? This was after graduate school when I was working as an independent contractor. Okay. Right, so I found this consulting job, right? I mean, this person posted a job, wanted a developer to code this app for them. Right. To basically fix their app, right? And I was like, you know what, I can do that. I can handle that. So I signed up for it and went for the interview and they gave me the job. Right. Then I was at home trying to work it. I'm like, I don't know any of this. I forgot, right? It was like 2 years back since I worked with this language. Right. Right, so, and they were paying me $5,000 too, right? Right. For this job. I'm like, what do I do with this? Right. Right, so I'm like, you know what? I had a friend I met back in college who would outsource stuff back to India, right? Overseas. Right. And basically add his margins on it and make money that way. Right. So I'm like, you know what? Let me post this online and see if I can find somebody else to build this for me, right? Right. So I posted the job on a site back then. It was called elance.com, which is now Upwork, right? Right. And I found this guy from Russia, right? Russian hacker developer. Okay. Right. And I had him build the entire thing, fix the entire app over the course of 1 month. Right. And guess how much I paid him?
I would say you paid him $2,000.
Right. I mean, so the job was $5,000, right?
$5,000. Okay.
I paid this guy $300.
Wow.
Yeah, I paid him $300, right?
Okay.
Then I had the nerve, right? I had the nerve right? To go back to the company and tell them, because at first they're paying me like $5,000 or whatever, right?
Right.
And I'm like, I don't want the $300 I'm paying the Russian guy to come out of my paycheck, but they're paying me, right? So I basically billed them overtime. And I basically put on the guy, so they ended up paying me like $5,600 for the project, right?
Right.
And get the guy $300.
Right.
Kept over $5,000.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Wow.
So I was basically flipping a project. But the thing is, right? This hustle is more popular than you actually would expect, right? Lots of companies do this thing,
right.
Especially large consulting firms like IBM, Deloitte, Accenture, all these companies.
Right.
They outsource jobs overseas nowadays, but still bill American rates.
Right.
Right. So I'm just kind of doing that on a smaller scale.
Wow. I think they might be mad that you're giving away this game, but we appreciate it here. You know, we certainly do appreciate it at Solo TV.